Hey, it's Heather at Adventures in Gardening, and today I'm going to be starting pepper plants from seed. I'm going to be giving you my best tips for growing good, strong, healthy pepper plants, and I'm also going to give you a review of each of the plants that I'm going to be growing from seed. So my name is Heather Thibault, and I garden and grow plants in Connecticut, Zone 6. I also own a small business where I grow and sell organically grown and open pollinated plants, tomatoes, peppers, and other types of vegetables and herbs from seed to my local community. So I'm going to be doing 12 different types of peppers today. So the reason for so many different is because I like to make sure that I have a little bit of everything for the people who buy plants from me. So as I go along, I'm going to be giving you a review or my opinion of each of the peppers that we're going to be growing today and why I love them. So my first tip is to start with a pre-moistened tray to the point where there is still water in the bottom of my tray, okay? Because I am going to soak my pepper seeds, but I'm not going to soak them before I put them in the soil. I'm going to just put them right in this tray, and in 24 hours I'm going to dump the water out of the bottom. So this is my way of soaking them in place, okay? We're skipping the middleman here. Tip number 2, I am going to use a heat mat. I'm going to make these seeds think that it is summertime and it's time to get up and it's time to grow. I'm going to provide the bottom heat, yes, for the entire time I have them inside. It is February here, and I start my pepper seeds early because I want bigger plants when it's time for them to go outside. So I'm going to, until they go out into the greenhouse, which is probably 4 to 6 weeks, they're going to have bottom heat and a light over top, both of those things. Now, a little disclaimer, when you do that, when you grow things like that, you've got to watch out because they're going to dry out. I have found that the peppers are going to, because of the bottom heat, they're going to send the roots down into the bottom of this tray right here, and then I can just add water to the bottom and water them that way instead of watering them over top. Tip number 3, I don't know why it works, but it really does work. I grow my seeds, the pepper seeds, okay? I'm not talking about other types of plants today. I'm talking about pepper seeds. I read an article, I don't remember when, I don't know who wrote it, but it works. I love to experiment in gardening. Gardening is an adventure. It is an everyday adventure. I grow them in a community, so I will put 4 seeds in each one of these cells. They grow quicker. I've tried just, doing 1 seed per cell. No, they grow a lot quicker when they're grown in a community, so give it a try if you grow peppers. All right, so it's very sunny here in my kitchen, and I'm going to try to avoid the glare as much as possible, but I'm going to bring it down to my seed tray, and I'm going to show pictures of each of the types of peppers, except for a couple. I think I don't have a picture of a couple of them. But the thing I said about the heat mat being underneath the entire time they are inside, don't try that with anything else. It's just, it works with peppers, okay? Everything else is gonna get really, really tall and leggy, and the peppers just, that doesn't happen to them. But I do keep the lights really close over the top of them. So let's get sowing. So most of these I have been growing literally for years. I save my own seeds. Some of them I've only been growing for a year, but if I love something, I keep growing it. We're going to start off with Craig's, oh, you can't see a picture. We're going to start off with Craig's Grande Jalapeno. I'm going to put all of my labels in, make sure I label. So Craig's Grande is oh, and by the way, when I'm doing these seeds, I am not covering anything until the entire tray is done. So Craig's Grande is a jalapeno that it lives up to its name. It is grande. It is very large. I love this. I actually don't use any of the Craig's Grande as during the season. I let them all get really, really big, and these are great for canning. Pickling is what I'm talking about. So if you do any kind of pickling of your peppers, this is a good one for that. So leaving them on that long, they do start to turn like a reddish orange as they mature, and it is a hot pepper. Okay, so it's one of my favorites, and I am putting 4 seeds in each of these cells. I actually grow 3 different types of jalapenos. The next one that I'm going to be doing is the Hungarian black jalapeno. Now this was new last year and I just thought it was such a beautiful jalapeno. The plant was gorgeous. Yes, I have not put these into envelopes, so I dry them on parchment paper and you can see, don't fall, you can see all the seeds right there. So here's why I like this one. I like it because the foliage has a, this is going to be a little harder to sow. The foliage has like a purple kind of, I don't know, sheen to the leaves. Even as a seedling, you can see the difference with this one. So they're like black purple. They are just very, very pretty. Left on the plant, they will of course turn red. When they are that black color though, they have a fruitiness to them, and I like that. So I used these when they were black last year, before they had fully ripened and when they were ripened, and it was just a great pepper. And here we have another jalapeno. Now this is one I did last year. It's called Early Flame Jalapeno. So I thought I had saved seeds for these and I looked everywhere and I ended up ordering a brand new pack and then found them. Okay, so I will transfer these to a packet. But so let me tell you why I love this one, because it's early. It really is early. It is a good jalapeno with decent heat, and it is great for containers, okay? So many gardeners that I talk to are growing in containers. And this one, it just behaved so well, and it was loaded with hot peppers, so I filled all the empty containers with this pepper. It looked pretty, and I used them early in the season to, you know, for whatever chili or you know, guacamole. I used this pepper. It was a great pepper. Good size, a little bit smaller. Obviously, it's smaller than Craig's Grande, but it was early, and that is the benefit of this one. All right, so it's a good thing that there weren't enough seeds in here, so it's a good thing I saved my own seeds. So I will open one of these. Here, we'll do it together. I'll get scissors. Hold on. All right, so next is pepperonchii, and I love pepperonchii for refrigerator pickles, to have them on salads. They have a little bit of heat. They go from green to like a brownish color to a reddish orange color, and when I tell you, these plants are loaded with peppers, just loaded, like more than you can possibly. Yeah, so I think I grew 3 plants last year in my own garden, and I just had too many, so I invited my daughter to come over, and she also pickled them last year. We don't use these for fresh eating. I have eaten them fresh, and they're fine, but they're seedy when they're fresh, but they're great pickled. All right, now we have poblano, and poblano is a staple in my garden, a staple in my kitchen. I love it for stuffing. It is a thin-skinned pepper, and sometimes you get a lot of heat with them. Sometimes there's just a little bit of heat, but it's a dark green pepper that you could totally use it in salad, but it might be a little spicy. That's okay though. All right, next we're going to be doing Cubano. Cubano is just my all-time favorite multi-purpose pepper. It is slightly on the sweeter side. It is delicious in salads, and it's delicious as a frying pepper, and they are long and green and nice juicy flesh, or you know, the wall on the thicker side. Left on the plant, they will get an orangeness to them, and they get slightly sweeter that way, but I love Cubano. And now we're going to do Mira pepper, M-I-R-A. And this pepper I've been growing for a few years. I don't know what the seed is, how available the seed is out there, but it's definitely worth looking for. It tends to be a little bit earlier than the other like salad type peppers. It is considered to be a sweet pepper, not really all that sweet. So kind of like, think like green bell, but smaller and a little bit earlier. And they are white and left on the, they're white, beigey, creamy looking color. And left on the plant, they will turn orange and become a little bit sweeter. They are on the smaller side as far as like a bell type pepper. It's really not a bell pepper, but that's my best way of kind of describing it to you and its use. All right, now let's talk really sweet peppers, okay? This is Lasa, L-E-Y-S-A pepper, and it is shiny and beautiful, and it's got the real thick pepper walls, and oh my goodness, this literally is sweet. It's not just sweet-ish, it is a sweet pepper. You are going to wait and wait and wait for this pepper though. That's why I like to have like the Miror pepper growing with this Lasa pepper, so that you have peppers a little on the earlier side and peppers a little bit, well, late in the season. All right, so we've got Violet Sparkle. This was new for me last year. This is a kind of like a beigey, creamy yellow with purple stripes, still in its wax paper because it hasn't been transferred. And look, there's a lot of seeds in here because I really liked this pepper and I wanted to make sure I'd have plenty of seed. So this one is, well, I think it was on the earlier side, and it was really pretty and purple at first, and it was good when I picked it when it was purple. But if you wait and you let it go to the red color, it is a little bit sweeter. It is smaller than a bell pepper. So it's good for like a, one person salad. It had a lot of peppers for each plant. It was pretty and it tastes really good. All right, so I don't have any pictures of this one. This is called King of the North because I forgot to take pictures, all right? And I did have to order, I forgot to save seeds and I forgot to take pictures. All right, little side note, when you get a pack of seeds and you're opening it for the very first time, open it very, very, very carefully. Do not rip it across the top, okay? Wait and open it so that this little tape part right here is still showing, because this will slow your seed down and allow you to walk your seeds one by one. Come on, come on. See, just like that. Just slows them down one at a time. Tap, tap, tap. You kind of, when I move them, when I have the envelopes after I've saved them myself, it doesn't really have that same effect, but anyway, so King of the North is a good huge bell pepper for us Northerners, okay? Because we don't really get heat. Well, I shouldn't say that. Every year is like, surprise! We just never know what we're gonna get. We could have a heat wave in May. We could have snow in June. I mean, has it happened? I don't know, I think so. Pretty sure it has, but this one, it doesn't mind the cold start and the cold end. And you get nice, big bell peppers. Again, if you leave them on the plant, they will turn red and they are a little bit sweeter when that happens. All right, so all the peppers that I've told you about so far are ones that I sell and I have grown before and I love them. Now, the last two I have grown before, they're different, okay? Well, no, not this one. This one's not different. This is just, I just thought that I didn't need it in my collection, but I have the space, so I'm gonna be doing this Jimmy Nardello. Again, this is a frying pepper. Let's do these first. All right, let's do these right now. So this is a frying pepper that has a little bit of a sweetness to it. It is very long. It's very pretty. I just didn't think that I needed to offer it, but I have the space and why not, right? So this is an Italian frying pepper. And lastly, we're going to be doing biquito. So biquito is this kind of just, it's more novelty than anything else. I will be perfectly honest with you. They are sweet. They're little. They're tiny. They're tiny little peppers. They're tiny little yellow peppers, and there's tons of them on every plant. Just a ton of them. It is a novelty. It is a fun one to grow, and we're going to grow them this year, and we're going to offer them to our friends and neighbors. I tried pickling these. No, thank you. So they're just fun. I'll throw them in salads. They'll add extra color. Kids seem to love stuff like this because they're different. So I have an entire tray of peppers here. You can see all the seeds on top of the soil, and now I'm going to tuck them in. I've got my seed starting soil inside. I'm going to make a big mess, clean it up after, because I am going to just cover them. That's all that I'm going to do. All right, so that is it. They're tucked in. Everything is labeled. I'm going to put a dome on top of them. I'm going to bring them upstairs where I have the heat mat already set up. I'm going to put them on top of the heat mat, not under the lights yet. I should have mentioned that before. They will go under the lights. The top will come off when that little elbow comes up, that little like loop, that little green part when seedlings first start to poke through the soil. I'll take the top off. I'll put them under the lights. I'll move the lights really close, and I'll keep an eye on them. I'll keep them as moist as possible. And in 24 hours, I will take the water out of the bottom because you don't want them to stay like that. So those are my peppers that I'm growing this year. Let me know if there's peppers that you love that you're like, hey, you got to try that. As long as it's not like just fire heat and still has flavor, I'd love to hear about it. So gardening is an adventure. Join me on the adventure. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed planting seeds with me today. And I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.